rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Patriot Brief. Hey, how you doing? I'm your host, Mike. On to today's brief here. Hey guys, welcome to another Patriot Brief. I'm your host, Mike. On to today's show. Got a lot to talk about in a very short period of time. Today, what am I doing today? I'm having a cup of coffee. Just enjoying life, right? This past week has been crazy. What's there to talk about? I mean, the stimulus, seeing another stimulus proposal going through, that's chaotic. Let's look at the news here. I like to check out Breitbart. Breitbart has some good news. Got my coffee. Look at the news here. Let's see, Republicans seek to remove Omar, from the committee assignments. What else is new? This woman has been radicalized since the moment she started, right? Pretty much. For anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Oh, wow. Well, let's see what's this here. Because this is some big stuff right here. They've been trying to get rid of this woman for the last, few years now. Several House Republicans want to remove far-left Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, from her committee assignments based on her history of advancing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. The newsmakers are seeking her removal by way of an amendment to counter a measure from Democrats to remove the representative. Also, Taylor Greene, Republican from Georgia, from her committee assignments because of promotion of the conspiracy theories and her alleged association with the far-right QAnon movement. Oh boy. I'm telling you, more division here. More division in our government. Like it's getting bad, folks. It's getting real bad. So that's what they want to do here. Just reading some more news here. I'm going through the news here. It's just, oh boy. Here's one right here. Biden order on Central America offers aid. Biden wants to give more aid to foreign countries. Obama did that too, in his tenure of presidency. So we're seeing the same thing, folks. We're seeing the same thing. One of the President Joe Biden's 3 executive orders issued Tuesday, just yesterday, folks, offers aid to help modernize Central American countries, but also promised to extract many of their productive young people for uses in the United States. Oh boy. We cannot solve the humanitarian crisis at our border without addressing the violence, Biden says. So Biden wants to give more money to foreign countries. But he's promising to work closely with civil society. I'm telling you, folks, this is... I mean, does he have the root of all this cause wrong? He's wrong in assuming that the root cause for illegal migration and the systemic oppression in the Central America, the root cause of this migration in the United States, folks, in the government's policies that encourage people to pay a criminal organization to bring them to the U.S. illegally. This is bad, folks. This is bad. We are seeing dangerous policies rolled out, I think, in this new presidency. The Democratic Party, folks, they encourage this damaging migration. The Democrats expect the migrants will reward them with votes once they can be converted into citizens. The Democrats want to entice the migrants and hope they will become voters for them in the future. This is what Biden wants, folks. This is his plan. He wants to see that these migrants become citizens in the future, because you know what it does, folks, is it benefits his agenda. It benefits his reelection in 2024. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. See, the Democrats, they're not the same Democratic Party from the 60s and 70s and even before that. The Democratic Party, folks, has gotten unhinged. It's terrible. It really is. With that being said, I'm going to take a quick break, folks, and grab another cup of coffee, and I'll be right back after these words. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, show today is sponsored by Spotify. Spotify, what a great app. Not only do I use it for my show here, the Patriot Angle podcast, and also the Patriot Brief, but I also, in my leisure time, love to listen to the podcast on there as well, with the shows, even the music. And what's great about Spotify, guys, is you can create your personal playlists and listen to it anywhere you go. If you're low on data, or if you just don't want to use your data, you can download your playlist right to your phone, your iPhone, your Android, and listen to it offline. So you don't really need to listen to it with your data on your personal phone's carrier service. What I also love about Spotify is their premium service. The premium service, folks, if you're not into the ads, sign up for Spotify Premium. What is it? It's basically their upgraded service on the app, and you can bypass all the ads, because trust me, folks, there's times where I don't even like listening to the ads on any of the platforms today that we have today. So download Spotify. You're going to love it, folks. It's like cutting edge. Everything you could possibly think of, it's on the Spotify app. Podcasts, shows, music, everything. Download it today, guys. You'll love it. Hey, folks. Welcome back to the show. We're talking about some things here. Figured I'd grab another cup of coffee, and just read the news here with you. What's trending in the American news here? Talked about the Omar story. They want her out of office. Yeah, they want her out of office because she is basically using a lot of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Oh boy. That's not good. What else here is buzzing the headlines? Pataki. I can never understand what this woman's name is here. It's a weird name. Pasaki, is the P silent? Who knows? But anyway, she walks backspace for a snob. Oh boy, this the White House press secretary Jen Psaki walked back her snob of Space Force on Tuesday, but did not apologize. Oh boy. She says, we continue looking forward to the continuing work of the Space Force and invite the members of the team to come visit us in the briefing room anytime to share an update on their important work. The press secretary wrote on Twitter in response to the uproar over her comments earlier in the day. We look forward to continuing work of the Space Force and invite members of the team to come visit us in the briefing room anytime to share an update on their important work. We're going to circle around that, right? Everything seems like they're going to just circle around it. But what else is new with this here? We got a sound clip here. We're going to play on the Patriot Brief. Paul, sound clip number 7, please.
They ask whether the president has made a decision on keeping the scope of Space Force.
Wow, Space Force. It's the plane of today. It is an interesting question. I am happy to check with our Space Force point of contact. I'm not sure who that is. I will find out and see if we have any update on that.
As you can see, folks, they don't look thrilled about this Space Force, Wow, Space Force, it's the plane of the day. The plane of the day. I mean, first of all, it's on a plane, Jen. It's a space shuttle, it goes into outer space. This administration, I don't want to get it started with this here. Even the representative from Alabama, folks, excuse me. Paul, what did you put in this coffee? Paul, excuse me, folks. Paul made the coffee this morning. I think he made it a little weak because I haven't been able to wake up yet from it. Paul, when I say to make coffee, buddy, you got to make it strong. He's over there laughing behind his little desk there. But even her comments drew criticism from a wide variety of people who noted that the Space Force was a serious program despite widespread mockery from the left. Representative Mike Rogers from Alabama demanded that the press secretary apologize immediately. This was a sixth branch of government that the former President Trump had taken into consideration that this was a much needed branch added to our military, and that the press secretary needs to immediately apologize to the men and women of the Space Force for this disgraceful comment. He says, because it was a very disgraceful comment. The former White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Dan Scavino, shared a video from the Department of Defense defending the Space Force, which was created at the request of former President Donald Trump. This is, folks, this is just, the left doing what they want to do because they're in office now. That's.
Today, space is essential not only to our way of life, it's absolutely critical to the modern way of war. GPS, ATMs, cell phones, gas pumps, traffic lights, power grids, guided missiles, surveillance, RPAs, ground combat control. There's no such thing as a day without space operations. You just don't see them. Earth is only half the battle. Cyber attacks and jamming of our satellites. Microsatellites that can create a debris field. At 17,000 miles an hour, a piece of metal the size of a coin can be weaponized. Now is the time for a military branch with a clear and singular focus on space. A military branch that protects the hopes and dreams of America and our way of life as the space domain becomes more and more contested. It's time for another giant leap. The United States Space Force is being built from the brightest minds across the space operations of the Air Force, our joint services, and the private sector. We aren't just getting ready for the near future, we're getting ready for the 22nd century. When our enemies ask, what if? We will have an answer. When foreign powers can build bases on the dark side of the moon, when private companies are inventing a new economy beyond our planet, we need to stay one step ahead of the future. The future is where we'll make history. We will fight in an environment with no up or down, no left or right, where there are no borders and nowhere to hide. Our Space Force is defending our country, here on Earth and wherever our mission takes us. As commerce and exploration expand, we will imagine the unimaginable, anticipate the inconceivable, and prepare for the impossible. We won't just...
All right, folks, just wanted to stop it there. I just want to play a quick little sound bite there. I hope you all enjoyed that. That is the one of the promo videos to the Space Force, and this new press secretary, this new administration has to take very, very serious about this new branch of government, and to make a joke like that, yeah, that's you don't do stuff like that. So moving forward, see here, the news today, folks. This news of the week is just crazy. Here's AOC refusing to protect other women by naming attacker. Jesus Christ, this woman. Does this woman have any type of mental solitude? I mean, what the hell is wrong with this woman? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. Republican Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez claimed this week she is the victim of a sexual assault. What? She writes, I'm a survivor of sexual assault, Ocasio-Cortez said during an Instagram live appearance. Yeah, she's the queen of Instagram, folks. She loves her Instagram. And I haven't told many people that in my life, but when we go through trauma compounds on each other. It compounds. Big words, big far left words of the radical left. Well, the trauma almost certainly compounds on each other when a sitting congresswoman allows the man who sexually assaulted her to run loose while she refuses to name the man who sexually assaulted her. What? Let me read that again. No, I don't want to read that again. I scratch my head on that. I scratch my head on everything that this woman says. Why would Ocasio-Cortez, who claims to be a feminist and a protector of women, allow the man who sexually assaulted her to run free and to sexually assault other women? I mean, she knows who this monster is, right? But rather than protect other women from him by going to the authorities, or at least, very least, naming him, she remains silent. She remains silent in the expense of his future victims. And when it comes to, assault, there are almost always more than one victim, right? I mean, right, folks? Right? This is... So what we have here, folks, is a congresswoman who is unnecessarily silenced, almost ensures other women will be victims of this man's future assaults. I don't know. But she writes here in closing, I'm sorry, but in this hashtag #MeToo era, there is simply no excuse. Yeah, but there's no excuse, folks, for this, Cortez to remain silent, to allow this monster to run free and prey on other women, when this man could be, possibly charged for his crimes and also put in jail. It's perfectly understandable, folks, for an assault victim to remain silent, especially a sexual assault victim to remain silent at first. But to let this go and don't say anything up until now, I mean, what is she waiting for? I mean, oh boy, I tell you, this is... That's the news, folks, right? That's the news. But we'll be right back. I'm going to take another break here, and we'll be right back with the closing here on the Patriot Brief podcast. So don't go anywhere. Hey, folks, this got to get to a new sponsor here on the show. Freewheel Farms. Anybody living in the Atlanta area, if you're looking for a farm, an urban farm, pretty cool one too in the city, look no further to Freewheel Farms. I happen to live near this great little business here that's run by young farmers that know their stuff, folks. They know their stuff, and they know what's healthy for you. Head over there to Freewheel Farms. You can even check them out on their Facebook, Freewheel Farms, or freewheelfarms.com. They have everything from organic vegetables to just about anything that you're looking for. Very, very good stuff. They know everything about farming. They know everything about organics. I happen to buy from them from time to time. And they're very, very well down-to-earth type of people. So if you're looking for a good farmer's market even too, head over there to Freewheel Farms in Atlanta, Georgia. Folks, this is a really, really good small business. And if anything, any time for supporting a small business, that's the company to support. And I support Freewheel Farms. So head over there to today and basically check them out. All right, folks, back to the show. We're almost out of time. I want to get into these last bit of stories here on the brief. Because these stories, I mean, they need to be heard. Let's see here. See the Lincoln Project. I don't want to go through that. Boy, I tell you. Let's see. Netflix leaves. I don't get Netflix. There's one story here I want to go into. The Dr. Doom. Yeah, that's the they're calling him Dr. Doom, which is the quack doc out of Washington, Dr. Fauci. He is Dr. Doom, right? I mean, he's been saying things about this COVID thing that, it's this crap we've been, going through for the last year that just doesn't, some of it just doesn't make sense, folks. Doesn't make sense. Dr. Fauci is now saying to avoid large parties at the Super Bowl, right? This is the same doctor that said the same crap for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and even including New Year's, to avoid large crowds, right? Dr. Fauci is encouraging people to watch the Super Bowl. He just doesn't want you having a party to do it. Well, how the hell are you supposed to, celebrate the Super Bowl when you cannot commit to a party? During a Wednesday's appearance on Today, this was earlier today, folks. This is, guys, a couple hours before the show here. The director of the National Institute for Allergies and Infectious Diseases said that the large gatherings centered around the holidays and special events have led to a large increase in the number of cases across the country. He also fears that the Super Bowl parties could have the same effect. Fauci said, every time we have something like this, there's always a spike. Be it a holiday, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and etc. The Super Bowl is a big deal in the United States, he says. Enjoy the game, watch it on TV, but don't do it with your immediate members of your family, the people in your household. As much fun as it is, he says, to get together at the big party, the big game. Now is not the time to do that. Oh, so we have to stay muzzled up. We have to have masks on our face for another, 20, 30 years, right? Right. We have to be more depressed with this thing. Folks, I want to get to the scenario between, and this is related to, what Fauci's saying right here. between California and Florida. You know, I was in Florida not too long ago, and when I was in Florida, they were practicing their protocols and everything else, but they weren't being dramatic about folks in California. California, they have everything locked up like New York. I mean, it's notable, folks, that these states like California and New York are enacting the strictest social distancing measures. They have everything locked up. They have restaurants closed down. I mean, there's business owners, small business owners that haven't seen their average busiest spike of customers in almost a year. Folks, these are 5-star restaurants. They're closed up. And they just they're just, I mean, these states, California, New York, folks, they're destroying small business. They're destroying the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry in some states, mainly blue states, will probably be destroyed the next couple of years, if not a few months. But Florida, folks, perhaps the most successful model, okay, with this whole social distancing crap, is, I mean, they're practicing it, with common sense. They're allowing the in dining, but they're doing, every other table, with customers. They're not holding their restaurants at 100% capacity. I think it's like 50%, maybe 40%. Don't quote me on that. But other states too, like Georgia, it's just they're not keeping the restaurants closed. They want folks to make money. They want to see people strive, as a business owner, and I applaud them for that. They're using common sense. I was at a restaurant not too long ago in Florida where they're wiping the tables down. They're using disinfectant, Kleenex, all that stuff. Are they doing this in California and New York? No, they're just keeping the shit closed down. So, this coronavirus, folks, has been playing a big part on a lot of people's lives. There's a story here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis launches an ambitious crackdown on big tech. And we were just talking about Florida, and I'm going to close it out here to the show because this is what I wanted to get into. I wanted to get into the big tech story here, and I'm also going to talk about that later on tonight's special Facebook Live episode. I hope you all tune in for that. I'm going to have a special co-host on the show later on tonight, roughly about 7 p.m. tonight on the Patriot Angle podcast. It's my other podcast here. It's the Patriot Brief. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis launches ambitious crackdown on big tech. Oh, yeah, you got to listen to this.
First, just want to express our condolences. We had, we believe, 3 FBI agents that were killed while serving a warrant down in Sunrise, Florida. We're still getting more information on what happened, and we'll have more to say at a later date. Today, I'm here and pleased to be joined by a number of our great legislative leaders, as well as the Lieutenant Governor. I want to thank Speaker Chris Sprowls and President Wilton Simpson for all that they're doing, as well as Representative Blaise Ngolia and Senator Danny Burgess. So thank you all for being here. Florida.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward here in a little bit, folks. But what he's talking about is he wants to launch an ambitious crackdown on big tech. He says the major push to curb big tech's political bias and censorship today. Folks, big tech is out of control. If you do not like the censoring, like I don't like the censoring, you're not in the you're not on the ship alone because this has to end here. Here, more on the Florida governor. I think he's the first governor to do this. All right, Paul? Yeah, that's crazy.
By Amazon, Google, and Apple. What about the 88 million Americans who chose to, quote, follow President Donald Trump? Sorry, content moderators on Twitter pulled the plug, as did a different set of, quote, moderators at Facebook. This is the case even though leaders like Ayatollah Khamenei have been permitted to use these platforms to do things like call for the destruction of Israel and the elimination of Jews. Core issue here is this: are consumers going to have the choice to consume the information they choose, or are oligarchs in Silicon Valley going to make those choices for us? No group of people should exercise such power, especially not tech billionaires in Northern California.
I completely agree with the governor, and I applaud you, Mr. Florida Governor, for stepping up and launching this crackdown on big tech, because big tech, folks, is out of control. Out of control. They want to censor you because you don't agree with their agendas. Since when is companies like Facebook and Twitter and all these other companies, Instagram, the governor even mentioned Amazon, the so-called Ayatollah of rock and roll. I mean, it's an Ayatollah of government, pretty much. I was trying to say. I just wanted to put that Ayatollah rock and roller there, a big old joke there. Since when are they the government officials to say, oh, we don't agree with you. You voted for Donald Trump. We're going to censor you. We're going to censor you. We're going to block you. We're going to put you in Facebook jail. We're going to suspend your Twitter account. Folks, these people are out of control. They're out of control. It's now being identified as big tech companies as the leading threat to American democracy and the freedom of expression today. I totally agree. Mandatory opt-outs from big tech's content filters, a solution to big tech's censorship, was first proposed by this new president here, Biden, and the private right of action for citizens against tech companies that violate this condition. This is crazy, folks. They also implied that there's going to be fines of up to $100,000 per day. I'm telling you, crazy. This, folks, is the widest and most aggressive range of solutions so far proposed by any U.S. state to tackle the problem of tech censorship. And Governor DeSantis of Florida coming forward with this is great. This is great. We need to see other leadership basically launching their own statewide issue against big tech, because big tech, folks, they're out of control. They're out of control. We began as a group of upstart companies with this, right? I mean, that's what the governor said. They started off as an upstart company from the west coast of Florida, and then has since transformed into an industrial of monopoly of communication platforms that monitor, influence, and control the flow of information in our country and among other citizens. They're censoring you. They're regulating you. They're silencing you, folks. This needs to stop. This needs to stop quick. And I'm going to get into this later on to today's show here on the Facebook Angle podcast with my special co-host. I'm not saying his name, but I'm going to leave it a surprise. It should be a good show. You tune in later on today. But I mean, this is, folks, this is what it is. It's turned into a big tech cartel, and this has to stop. I mean, it has to stop, folks. We cannot continue to censor our American citizens and people around the world for views and thoughts. I mean, what happened to free speech? Free speech is I think, folks, is dying out. With that being said, folks, I'm going to close it out right there on the brief. Hope you all enjoyed our episode today, and tune in later on tonight on the Facebook Angle podcast, as we're going to be doing a special Facebook Live edition. Should be a great show. With that being said, folks, I hope you all have a good week, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Brief, an Anchor platform.